Self-assurance is not built in moments of triumph, but in the quiet daily choice to honor your own worth before the world has a chance to weigh in. And that is the thought for today. Welcome to 7 Good Minutes. I'm Clyde Lee Dennis. Thanks for joining me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. In today's episode of 7 Good Minutes, we talk about building self-assurance in 7 minutes and your daily foundation. Enjoy. 7 minutes. That's all it takes to brew a cup of coffee, listen to 2 songs, or scroll through a handful of social media posts. It's also exactly enough time to build a foundation of self-assurance that can transform how you move through your entire day. We live in a culture that often treats confidence like a luxury item, something you either have or don't have, something that requires years of therapy or major life achievements to develop. But what if I told you that genuine self-assurance can be cultivated in the same amount of time it takes to get ready in the morning? Self-assurance isn't about convincing yourself you're perfect or that you never make mistakes. It's about developing an unshakable trust in your ability to handle whatever life presents to you. It's about knowing, deep in your bones, that you are capable, worthy, and enough, exactly as you are right now. By the end of this episode, you'll have a complete 7-minute morning practice that builds authentic self-assurance from the ground up, creating a solid foundation that supports you through challenges and celebrates with you through victories. Let's break down these 7 minutes into 3 powerful segments that work together like instruments in an orchestra, each playing their part in creating a beautiful symphony of self-assurance. Minutes 1 and 2 are dedicated to what I call grounding presence. As soon as you wake up, before you check your phone or start planning your day, place both feet flat on the floor and take 5 deep, intentional breaths. With each inhale, imagine drawing in calm confidence. With each exhale, release any anxiety or self-doubt from yesterday. This isn't just breathing, it's anchoring. You're literally grounding yourself in the present moment and in your own body. So much of our insecurity comes from being disconnected from ourselves, from living in our heads rather than in our whole being. These 2 minutes reconnect you to your physical presence and remind you that you are here, you are real, and you are ready. Minutes 3 and 4 focus on strength recognition. Stand in front of a mirror and look yourself in the eyes. Not to judge your appearance, but to acknowledge your resilience. Say out loud, "I have overcome challenges before, and I can handle whatever comes today." Then, name 3 specific strengths you possess. Maybe you're a good listener, maybe you're creative, maybe you're persistent. These don't have to be earth-shattering qualities. They just need to be true. This practice does something remarkable in your brain. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already possess. It reminds you that you're not starting from zero. You're starting from a place of existing capability and proven resilience. Minutes 5, 6, and 7 are devoted to intentional affirmation. But these aren't generic positive statements that feel empty or false. These are specific personal truths about who you are and who you're becoming. Create 3 statements that resonate with your authentic self. For example, I trust my ability to make good decisions. Or, I am worthy of respect and kindness. Or, I contribute something valuable to every situation I enter. Repeat each statement slowly, letting the words sink in not just intellectually, but emotionally and physically. The power of this 7-minute practice lies not in any single element, but in the combination and consistency. You're not just thinking positive thoughts, you're creating a full-body experience of self-assurance. You're engaging your breath, your posture, your voice, and your mind in a coordinated effort to build genuine confidence. What makes this practice sustainable is its brevity and simplicity. 7 minutes is short enough that you can't talk yourself out of it, but long enough to create real change. It's specific enough to be effective, but flexible enough to adapt to your unique needs and personality. Some mornings you might feel the effects immediately, walking into your day with a noticeable sense of calm confidence. Other mornings, the practice might feel mechanical or forced. Both experiences are normal and valuable. Consistency matters more than perfection. Think of this practice like physical exercise for your self-assurance. Just as you wouldn't expect to get physically fit from one workout, you won't transform your confidence overnight. But just as consistent physical exercise creates undeniable changes in your body, consistent practice of these 7 minutes will create undeniable changes in your relationship with yourself. The beautiful thing about building self-assurance this way is that it's not dependent on external circumstances. You're not waiting for someone else to validate you or for perfect conditions to feel confident. You're creating your own foundation of self-trust that remains steady regardless of what's happening around you. As you move through your day after this practice, you'll likely notice subtle but significant shifts. You might speak up more readily in meetings, make decisions with less second-guessing, or simply move through your activities with a greater sense of ease and belonging. Remember, self-assurance isn't about being the loudest person in the room or never feeling nervous. It's about having a reliable relationship with your own worth and capabilities. It's about knowing that even when you don't know, you have the wisdom and resilience to figure things out. Your 7 minutes of self-assurance building is an investment in every other minute of your day. It's a gift you give yourself that keeps giving, creating ripples of confidence that touch every interaction, every decision, and every moment of your life. That does it for today's episode of 7 Good Minutes. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on the platform you're listening on. Until next time, let's be civil to one another out there. Thanks for listening.